let everybody introduce themselves. So, Carolyn, you're going second today. So, just give us a little snippet as to who you are, where you're from, and what your prize is, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Carolyn Brown from the Villas by Little Harbour Estate on the gorgeous little Caribbean island of Anguilla. And we have three villas in total. And in the collection, I'm going to share a little bit about how they're all different and what we can offer your clients.
Brilliant, super. Thank you very much. So, that's one luxury retreat we've got. The second luxury retreat, we've got Charlotte. Charlotte, tell us who you are, where you're from, and your prize.
Thanks, Sarah. So my name's Charlotte. I'm the UK-based sales representative for beautiful Bequia Beach Hotel, which also incorporates Grenadine Hills Villas and our new Rock Villa. So I'm going to give you a bit of a whistle-stop tour of Bequia today.
Super. And you've got a £50 or $60
I
prize
do,
as
yep.
well.
So £50 or $60 up for grabs today.
Super amazing. So listen carefully. We're going to do a quiz at the end, but we will let you know who the winners are tomorrow when I do the follow-up. So Charlotte, it's over to you if you can take us to paradise.
Absolutely, Sarah. Let's do it. Okay. Lovely. So hopefully that works okay. Sarah usually gives me a thumbs up or nod. She's nodding, so that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
perfect.
waiting for it to go into the slideshow, but yeah, you're good. We can see it.
Okay, perfect. And I'm going to go scroll to the first screen. Excellent. I like that thumbs up. Bandage thumbs up today, but thumbs up nonetheless. So, hi everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. As I mentioned, my name's Charlotte, and I'm going to give you a whistle-stop tour of Bequia Beach Hotel in St Vincent and the Grenadines. So first things first, how to pronounce Bequia. So a lot of people pronounce it Bequia, but it's actually pronounced Bequia despite being spelt like Bequia. And once you've nailed the pronunciation, the second most asked question is, how do you get to Bequia? So despite being perhaps one of the lesser known Caribbean islands, the good news is it's very easy to reach from both North America and from Europe. So you'll see on this interactive map, which I had up, there's a lot of different entry points, but the main entry point, the main entry hub, should I say, would be Barbados. So obviously lots of non-stop flights from North America, from the UK, from Europe into Barbados. And then once you land in Barbados, you have a 40-minute inter-island flight from Barbados directly to Bequia. So that's every day, multiple times a day. Just a short hop across from Barbados to Bequia. The other options, another gateway hub which has recently opened is Grenada. So you can fly into Grenada and then via the same carrier, SVG Air, so St Vincent and the Grenadines Airways, you can fly non-stop from Grenada to Bequia, and it's about the same amount of time, so 35 to 40 minutes. So just again, a short hop. It operates 6 days a week, so very easy to connect to Bequia that way. But you'll also notice there on the map, there is St Vincent. So St Vincent is connected by ferry. So I'm going to give you a bit more information on that as well, because there's lots of exciting new routes. So from North America, I believe you can now connect non-stop from Atlanta. And personally, I've actually just recently come back from Bequia. So I did this route firsthand, very fresh in my mind. On the Virgin flight, you can fly from London Heathrow directly to St Vincent. The flight operates a couple of times a week. And then it's just a short hop on the ferry. So there is a new fast ferry service, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about. So lots of different options to get to Bequia. Most of those options as well facilitate same day arrival. But if you did want to do an overnight in St Vincent, the owners do actually have a sister property in St Vincent as well, called Grenadine House. So you could certainly do an overnight and get the first ferry the next day. So yeah, lots of different options. There's also lots of information on our travel page on our website. So there's like an interactive facility where you can say where you're traveling from, and it gives you a breakdown of all the different options there. Alternatively as well, the reservations team are fantastic, really well versed in making sure that everything marries up in terms of connections to get you to Bequia. So I mentioned the fast ferry. This is just a little personal video idea. So like I said, it's only half an hour crossing. It's a lovely way to arrive into Bequia from St Vincent, which we refer to as the mainland. It's the largest island, and you've got 32 of the Grenadine Islands, with Bequia being one of the larger ones there. So there we go. And also excitingly, coming soon, so coming next month, in fact, with the power of AI there, I've shown you what it's going to look like. So this is going to be the new catamaran. It's going to be called Sandy Toes, and it's going to be connecting from St Vincent to bring guests as a VIP transfer service directly to Bequia. So about the same journey time, 30 minutes, but really nice to be able to give that VIP sort of meet and greet service and whisk travellers straight into resort via this beautiful vessel called Sandy Toes. So we'll keep you posted once that's operational as well. Okay, so we've got you to Bequia. So what makes Bequia so special? So in a nutshell, I'd like to say Bequia was kind of like the Caribbean of yesteryear. It's almost like going back in time, 50, 60 years ago. It's, as I said, the Grenadines have 32 islands as part of the country. This is actually one of the biggest islands, despite only being 7 miles squared, only having a population of 5,000 people. It's a small, safe and easy to navigate island. So when you get there, you can't help but just sort of relax. It's, like I said, sort of a bit of a throwback chic, very authentic. You might see the odd free-range goat roaming around, but you're certainly not going to see things like traffic jams, big air-conditioned shopping centres, or mass tourism really in any way. It's very authentic and very unspoilt. So Bequia Beach Hotel itself is privately owned by the Morsted family. So they're a Swedish family, discovered the island 25 years ago while sailing, found a sort of rundown B&B, and the rest is history, as they say. So it became a real passion project for them. They're very hands-on owners. They spend about half the year on site at the property and constantly rejuvenating and investing in it. So it's a boutique hotel. It's only 58 rooms in total, but you've got 2 beautiful swimming pools. That's the first one. And then this is the second, newer saltwater infinity pool. So on a clear day, you can see neighbouring Mystique. So Mystique is only 9 miles away. So again, when Sandy Toes is operational, it'll be fantastic to go and do a bit of island hopping, a bit of exploring. The sailing time's only about an hour to go over to Mystique. You can also do Tobago Keys, do some fantastic snorkeling there, swimming with the sea turtles. So lots to do on the neighbouring islands as well. So the hotel itself is located on Friendship Bay, a gorgeous white sand beach. And then the style of the property, kind of in keeping with the ethos really, is they want people to feel like it's a home from home vibe. So very unpretentious, very relaxed. You don't have to dress up for dinner or anything like that. Just really a place that you can kind of get away from it all. And like I said, that kind of home away from home vibe. This is a reception and library area. As I said, the owners are very present. They host a weekly managers cocktail party, which is a really nice opportunity to get to know the team, to mingle with some other guests as well. So yeah, the team really do become almost like your family by the end of the stay. They're so friendly and so welcoming. In terms of the style of the rooms, so we've got the beachfront suites. These are the most popular category. They're located right on that white sand beach I mentioned, Friendship Bay. So as I said, it's low rise. So you've got about 30 of this category. I'd really recommend them because they're right on the beach. They've all got private balconies. So I was there recently, a fantastic place to go and have your morning cup of coffee whilst you see the sunrise. So you get the sunrises on this side of the island and sunsets on the other side of the island. And you're literally just steps away from those inviting blue waters where I wish I could be right now, that's for sure. So all of the rooms are slightly individually designed. There's no boring cookie cutter rooms. They've all got lots of personality with the kind of vintage travel posters on the wall, lots of natural materials like rattan and even some vintage sort of pieces and antiques as well throughout the property. So yeah, that's the view from the beachfront suite. We've also got some gorgeous pool villas as well. So there's some 2-bedroom pool villas as well. So they've got a small plunge pool, great for families, great for larger groups of friends perhaps, or people who just want to have a little bit more space. Beautiful outside terrace and little kitchenette in there as well. So the standard meal plan we offer is bed and breakfast basis, but there is also the opportunity to do half board, full board, or all inclusive as well. So you've also got the estate villa, so nestled slightly up on the hill there, overlooking Friendship Bay. Plenty of space, again, really nice for families. 5 bedrooms there and a substantial size swimming pool. In terms of food and drink, you've got your classic beach bar. So this is a great place, obviously, to have all-day dining, just have a bite to eat, obviously great cocktails as well, right on the beach. And in the evening, it transforms into bagatelle restaurants. So really recommend the lobster barbecue night. There's always a changing menu, and you're dining, obviously, right on the beach itself, which is fantastic. On site, you've also got Blue Tropic restaurants. So this is very sort of cozy, low-key Italian. Think pizzas, pastas, lots of Mediterranean flavors. And this is open only during the peak season. And then over on the other side of the island, so as I mentioned, the beauty, I think, of Bequia is you're never really far from anywhere. It takes about 10 minutes to get from the main hotel to Jack's Beach Bar. So Jack's is somewhat of a Bequia institution. What's lovely about Jack's is it's a real kind of melting pot. So it doesn't feel like a hotel restaurant or beach bar. Because you kind of get the yachties coming in, you get expats, locals, as well as in-house guests who have signing privileges. So it makes it really easy, obviously, just to sign whatever you're eating and drinking to your room. We offer a complimentary shuttle service, which leaves at 10:30 in the morning, picks up at 4. But if you did want to jump on a taxi, it takes 10 minutes. The taxis, I should mention, in Bequia, again, are really cool. So they're kind of pickup trucks, so you can jump in and off, on and off really easily. And like I said, you're not really far from anywhere. So definitely recommend a trip over to Jack's. Also offer complimentary towels and sun loungers for guests of the hotel, so you can really spend the day there. And because it's on the Caribbean side of the island, the water is so calm, perfect for swimming, especially with little ones. And you get the amazing sunsets as well. So yeah, do check out Jack's when you're in Bequia, and the lobster mac and cheese as well is absolutely fantastic. Still dreaming of that one. It's fresh in my mind. And then new as well, we've also got Sandbar. So another eatery is only recently opened. It's on the main beach, so on Friendship Bay Beach. As you can see, it's got the cool hammock chairs there to have swing. It's more kind of like small plates, so it's open during the day. It's sort of 11 till 5. 5-minute walk along the beach from the main hotel. Fantastic, like I said, small dishes, kind of tapas style sharing dishes. So the quesadillas were a particular hit when I was there recently. And the friendship tacos with freshly caught fish, delicious as well. So all of these eateries I've mentioned are included as part of the meal plan. So if you did opt for all-inclusive, then you can choose from any of these restaurants that I'm mentioning. And then actually this personal picture, just to show it really is that amazing in real life. So kind of no filters needed. And again, just a little personal one from my recent trip. So I've got 2 small children. Just wanted to mention that Bequia is so family friendly, obviously great for couples, but the team were fantastic with my little ones. We've got a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, so well looked after. There's a daily kids club, so lots of activities going on there. So if you are recommending it for any families, there's lots of different accommodation options, and yeah, definitely family friendly as well. And then finally as well, we've also got some tennis courts which have just opened up. So if anyone does fancy a game of tropical tennis, perhaps for more active guests, this is really, really wonderful to have. Also, you can indulge in some non-motorised water sports. So you have complimentary canoes, paddle boarding, that can all be included and arranged for guests too. There is a gym as well as a small spa. So we've got a couple of treatment rooms. There's complimentary guest yoga as well in an alfresco pavilion. So that's really nice. So it's kind of more like a sort of hideaway spa vibe, I'd say. So yeah, really good to have some treatments on offer too. And then finally, I'm just going to play you this video of our brand new villas. So these are the Grenadine Hills villas. So I'll play this first just to give you a flavour. Fantastic. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an overview. So there are 3 villas in total that are located as part of the sort of Grenadine Hills complex. So the villas are set about 2 kilometres away from the main resort, so obviously slightly up on the hill. I think what's beautiful about these villas is you've got the resort on your doorstep, so you can be completely self-contained, or you can dip in and out of resort life really as much or as little as you desire. So the first one, the larger of the two, Villa 1, is 6 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. As you can see, it's got a stunning outside infinity pool, obviously outside dining space. So bed and breakfast as standard, so the same as the hotel. But you also have the services of your butler whilst you're staying with us as a guest of Grenadine Hills. In terms of food and drink, it's been quite a sort of mix at the moment. So some clients prefer to be completely self-catered. So we can obviously help with provisions, sourcing everything that they need, so they could be self-catered basis. Obviously, breakfast is included and served in the villa. But alternatively, if you wanted to have the services of chef, then that can also be arranged either on a daily rate or sort of ad hoc. So chef is a very talented guy. I've seen him cook everything from sort of sushi to sort of local Caribbean barbecue out on the terrace. So can be really flexible in terms of whatever the guests are looking for, very personalised service. Equally, some clients have also opted to do half board for making use of the resort facilities as well. So they might want to go and dine at Jack's or Bagatelle, and that can be arranged as well. So it's about 7,000 square foot of living space. You can see how beautiful the views are. So stretching out to see Mystique on a clear day on the horizon there. So stunningly appointed, quite different in terms of sort of the style, but more minimal compared to the main property. Great for families, great for groups. So adjacent to Villa 1, you've got Coral Hill. So this is slightly smaller, but still can comfortably sleep up to 10 guests. Again, the infinity pool, there's a shallow area, which is perfect for children for paddling. And yeah, as you can see, absolutely beautifully appointed. There's a gym suite, there's a private wine cellar as well. So we've actually got a separate general manager for the villas. So if anyone's interested in more information, then please just let me know and I can put you in touch with her. Her name's Aoife and she's based on site. And then finally, just to wrap up, in the next couple of months, so hopefully the opening date will be January 2026, we've got our brand new Rock Villa. So you've got Villa 1 and Coral Hill. So Rock Villa is going to be a slightly different concept, despite being located in the same vicinity of the other 2 villas. So this is actually going to be an adult only sort of mini boutique hotel. So it's 8 suites in total. but you can basically book a suite and have all the facilities and amenities of a villa. So it can be exclusively hired as well, should you wish, but equally you can just take it on a kind of suite by suite basis. These are brand new images, which we literally shot a few weeks ago when I was on property. So you can see like the standard is absolutely stunning. And again, in terms of F&B, a slightly different approach here. So it's going to be more like almost a first class lounge. So you can have free flowing drinks and light refreshments throughout the day, which are served in the kitchen area of the Rock Villa. So yeah, so again, for any more information on Rock Villa or the other two Grenadine Hills villas, do let me know. But you can see, absolutely beautiful, very inviting. Thank you so much, guys. Any more information, obviously any other questions, yeah, please let me know at the end.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Charlotte. If you have any questions for Charlotte, pop them into the Q&A. Thank you, Charlotte. We'll see you in a little while. We're now going to head over to Anguilla. Carolyn, it's all yours.
Hi, everybody. There we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, from one little island to another and across to Anguilla, which is a wonderful little island for those that know it. It is very, very special. And the villas by Little Harbour Estates. We have 3 villas in total in the collection. It was founded by John and Val Barker, and very similar to what Charlotte mentioned about Bequia. They came to Anguilla about 35 years ago, staying at a small hotel at Little Harbour. They swam around, saw some land, fell in love with the island and decided to build their first property, which was going to be a family beach house. And from that beach house evolved into what is now a fabulous business with Little Harbour Estates, now offering 3 of the original 4 villas that they have actually personally built, all very different, managed by their daughter, Danielle Barker, who's on island at the moment. And I've just, like Charlotte, come back myself. I had 2 weeks down there. We had some great fam trips with agents from the US and from the UK. And it was a great opportunity to showcase the properties to them and just how distinctly special they are, but also how very different they are. So a great opportunity to offer your clients some really diverse options. The beach house is on glorious Meads Bay, and for those that know Anguilla, it is right in the middle. You have 4 Seasons at one end and you have Malliahana at the other. Le Bleu and Indigo sit side by side over at Little Harbour with an outlook across to St Martin. For those that know the Caribbean but not sure about Anguilla, we're a 7-minute flight from St Martin, part of the Leeward Islands. We're about 15 minutes from St Bart's, 20 minutes or 25 minutes from St Kitts, and about a 50-minute flight from Antigua. So clients, if you've got clients coming from the US or from UK, Europe, it's an easy access from some of our sister islands, but also some direct services, which I'll touch on in a moment. As I said, we're located on the beach houses on Meads Bay, looking out across to the Atlantic, and then the Little Harbour area is across to St Martin with stunning outlooks. It's an ever-changing picture over there with Le Bleu and Indigo. Just to talk a little bit about Anguilla itself, it's a very small island. It's only 35 square miles, roughly 14,500, 15,000 people. It really is a little gem. It's not like your St Lucia's or Grenadines with rolling hills and lush vegetation. It's a very flat island, but we have the most incredible beaches. All of them are public, so even if our guests are staying at Little Harbour or at Meads Bay and they want to go exploring, you can go anywhere across the island and really get to enjoy all that the Anguilla has to offer. Getting to the island is much better now with connectivity. We have American Airlines with a direct service from Miami. We will also they're also launching the new Anguilla Air or Bermuda Air service, which will come in from Baltimore, Newark, and Boston as of the 17th of December. And then you have your other connections through St. Martin, like as in Delta, JetBlue, etc. Also from Canada, all via St. Martin. From the UK, you can come in from Antigua with British Airways and Virgin Atlantic and connect through with our inter-island carriers, which I'll touch on in a moment, and Air France and KLM into St. Martin, and obviously from Europe into St. Martin as well, and Latin America via St. Martin too. Inter-island services are excellent for Anguilla. We've got Anguilla Air Services. They've just launched an Anguilla St. Kitts route as well for guests that may be looking at doing a two-centre option, but they fly straight from St. Martin to Anguilla. It's a 7-minute flight, one of the shortest in the world. They also offer an Antigua direct route, and they vary at different seasons, but they are all scheduled. Trans-Anguilla is the same. Tradewind Aviation, it's seasonal, but again from Antigua, they offer a great service into Anguilla, and then Cape Air, and then we also have private jet facilities. One thing that is changing too is the airport is about to open, a brand new airport. It's just announced yesterday for Anguilla. Clayton J. Lloyd International will be open on the 15th of December. So any of you that have travelled to Anguilla previously, you'll be in for a big surprise. It's an absolutely beautiful state-of-the-art facility. And we also have a new private jet facility as well. So if any of your guests travel private, that again is an incredible facility by Lloyd's Aviation, which will cater purely to the private jet market. If you're coming in from St. Martin, connecting with what we call our charter boats or scheduled boats from the dock at St. Martin, which is on the Dutch side, it's a 20-25 minute journey across. It's my favourite way of arriving, actually. I just came in that way last month. And it's absolutely beautiful. You get off that flight, you're 2 minutes across to the dock on that boat, through the canals of St. Martin out into the open water, and it's absolutely lovely. Blows all the cobwebs out, and you're ready to hit Anguilla and have a great time. We also have a local ferry on the French side. It operates like the local bus service, back and forth daily. So really good options to get to the island now, which makes it so much easier for guests. I've just mentioned the new airport, the new private jet, and also the Bermuda Air options that are coming into play. And again, really great options for the US market. And on to the villas. 3 very different properties. The beach house, as I said, on iconic Meads Bay. It's a beautiful modern design. It has amazing facilities. It can cater for 16 guests, 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms. All our villas are full staff. You have a private chef, daily maid service, butler service as well. We do have security, but Anguilla is voted one of the safest islands in the Caribbean, just came out recently. So we do offer it to guests because we do have a lot of high profile guests or guests that just want to know that in the evening they are safe or they feel safe. So we do have that available as well. All our staff, if they're working at the beach house, they don't move across to any of the other 2 villas. They all keep the same team when guests are in-house. We have a guest experience manager, Kira Edwards. She is absolutely the black book of Anguilla. Anything you want to know, she knows, and she can pull off some amazing special activities or experiences for guests. All the properties have swimming pools, and the beach house has outdoor swimming pool, obviously, with a jacuzzi. They have tennis, pickleball. We're actually putting a brand new tennis court into Beach House at the moment, and something quite unique to Anguilla. And we say it is the largest cinema on the Anguilla. It doesn't actually have a cinema on Anguilla, but this one is a 16-seat, and it's absolutely fabulous. It's, even though you're right on Meads Bay, it's still extremely private. People in Anguilla don't really bother guests. So, Anguillians don't really get excited about anybody unless it's some sort of American footballer or so on. So you're not going to get anybody being intrusive. It's a really quiet, kind of chilled out island. As I mentioned, just to give you an idea of the layout, we have the main house here at number 4. We have 8 here. That's a 1-acre space that we own, and we actually use this for wonderful parties. We just hosted some great dinners under a marquee there for our agents that were visiting us. But the property itself is a tennis court in through the main gate. We have 2 and 3. This is number 2 is an apartment. Number 3 is another guest suite connected by a walkway into the main house, where we have our additional 5 suites and the main area here leading out the gate. We call it the Little Picket Gate, leading on to Meads Bay. And that just gives you the outlook. And as I said, it's not a busy island in the sense that even at peak time, you will not get thousands of beach chairs on the beach. You're not going to see loads of people. I mean, as I said, I was down there and I'd get up at 5:36 every morning and probably see about 2 people, if that, on the beach in the morning, having a walk and a swim. So, as I said, Meads Bay, you've got Malihana at the end, you've got small little hotels, loads of little restaurants, great little bars. So if guests want to go out and have a meal or go for a drink somewhere, they can just literally walk out. It's very, very easy. It's a beautiful modern design. We've made some additional changes and there's a few more coming just for the season as well. But very spacious, great for family groups or friends traveling together, girls getaway. Actually, we've got guys coming to stay at one of our villas coming up soon. So, we really do cater to everybody. The indoor-outdoor sort of living, the master suites with incredible terraces looking out over Meads Bay. Really is quite stunning. All our villas have an element of indoor, outdoor bathrooms, like showers, and areas to sunbathe. They're really quite special. And I've included this room here. It's on the ground floor. It leads straight out onto the pool terrace. And it's great for guests that don't want to take stairs, or anyone with a slight disability that doesn't want to have to go up onto the first floor. It was a really great option. And we do have a lot of older guests that will take this room because it's absolutely stunning. All of our rooms also have private dressing rooms and, as I said, full bathroom, and most of them with an indoor-outdoor facility. And then on the ground floor, from the basement, is a full games room. To the left, we have a gym with all the state-of-the-art gym equipment in there. Everything you can imagine down here. We've actually turned this for some of our guests that came to stay into a full casino for an evening party that they wanted to host. And we have a cinema, as I mentioned before. It's great to just chill out and watch a movie or the latest sports. There's over 8,000 channels available. And actually, the first time I was down this time was the first time we actually got to use it. We actually watched a movie one evening when we were having a little break. The sunsets here are stunning. You're looking out across the Atlantic. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's nothing nicer than being on the terrace with a little cocktail or mocktail in hand and watching the sunset. It really is quite peaceful. And then about a 15-minute drive, not even that, because as I said, Anguilla is only 3 miles across. It's a really easy drive. You're across to Le Bleu at Little Harbour. And as you can see, this is how close St. Martin is. And the other thing I'll point out here is we have a small reef in here, which is called Cinnamon Reef. So this area is very private. It's very tranquil. And a great spot for swimming and snorkeling. And Le Bleu, again, are very different to the beach house. It takes 22 guests, 11 master suites, 11 bathrooms. Again, the full staff, exactly what you'll find at the beach house. We have 2 separate living spaces sorry, I've lost my thought here, at Le Bleu. Indoor, outdoor dining, 2 swimming pools, tennis, pickleball, beautiful water gardens. And as I mentioned, they sit side by side with Indigo. And again, we have guests that do take these every year together for big family gatherings. And we have used them for celebrations and weddings as well, which we do on a small scale, but we do offer. It gives you an idea of the size of Le Bleu. It's over 2.5 acres. We have at the back of the house, we call this Petit Le Bleu. So you come in through the main gates. All our gates at each of the properties are all electric as well. So it can be locked off for total privacy. We have 2 suites. We have what we call the games room. We have a commercial kitchen. And one thing I didn't mention at Beach House, we have a commercial kitchen there as well. So again, if you have guests that have kosher requirements, we can do anything we want with that as well. We can have it stripped out. So, we do offer a really good service for guests that, and we do a lot of these commercial kitchens, our commercial kitchens, I should say, we use for prepping pre-dinner. So we're not disturbing guests in the main house. You come down through we have the gym here, the tennis court, the water gardens, and then into the main house. So that gives you an idea again of the layout. It really is quite a vast property and just great for group and family groups that teenagers can go at the back of the house and not disturb the parents and have their own privacy and areas. And then obviously in the main house could be the rest of the family. So as I said, the beautiful water gardens, we like these in the evening. We often do dinners down here for guests as well. And that's the other thing with, guests staying for, predominantly a week, most of our guests, we offer different areas to dine. So they have a totally different experience for each meal. Beautiful outlook. This is an upside down house. You've got, as I said, the main living area here with another swimming pool. We have 2 suites at the top. We have the dining area, the living room, and then down on the ground floor, we also have the additional suites, all with beautiful outlooks, all very private. And again, up to Petit Le Bleu with a second pool as well. All the villas also have kayaks, they have paddleboard, all sort of non-motorized water sports, and they're all complimentary for guests as well. We have this area down here at the front. We call this the pad, and that's also a dining pad. We set this in the evening if guests wish. With tables, we can marquee this, but during the day, we put the sun chairs out, and we also use this in the morning for morning yoga. So it's a really nice space. And the area here with the sun area with the beach chairs. We have a beautiful beach grill down here. We do fabulous dinners here as well. You've got the jacuzzi and then access straight into the swimming area. And then next door to Indigo, this is the second property the Barkers built. They actually built this one here on the left and they've sold that. But Indigo is their second property. And this is a really special villa, I think. It has a great feel to it. The gardens are exceptional. It's very peaceful. It's like a little sanctuary, a little retreat. Just has a great feel to it. And again, you have a swimming deck at the front where so you come down and straight out onto the swimming area, the sun area. We can set this up with beach volleyball. It can take 20 guests. It has a full staff exactly the same as the other villas, guest experience manager, indoor and outdoor living, again, tennis, pickleball. All the tennis courts are floodlit as well for night games, and it has 2 swimming pools. And as I mentioned, the beach deck. As I said, it is the sort of original property as such, and just a beautiful outlook across Cinnamon Reef and great, as I said, for swimming and snorkeling. And in the evening, the changing lights and it's like a picture postcard looking across to Saint Martin. The layout of Indigo, similar to all of our properties, they have a gatehouse. So at number 1, leading through to the tennis court and tennis pavilion, down into the main house. And again, we have the main house here, and then connected by the walkways, what we call a little Indigo. And again, it has what we call the master suite, another swimming pool, and again, private balcony looking straight out to St. Martin. Beautiful gardens, lots of little areas to just tuck yourself away and read and just have some quiet time. We have a little separate beach access as well, so you can come straight in off the beach. We're actually just upgrading the living room. We're just waiting on all the furnishings to arrive, and this will change for the season. Beautiful outlook. Absolutely gorgeous, and the little swimming pool attached to the master suite. And then one thing we do, I mean, the villas operate like a small private hotel. We have, as I said, the guest experiences that we offer. We have the guest experience manager can organize anything from spa and wellness, fitness. If clients want a private trainer, they want to have a massage daily, they want to go into a wellness program, our chef can work with them with, juicing and their dietary requirements. We can make restaurant reservations. One thing with Anguilla, there's over 120 dining options on the island. And as much as the whole culinary experience at Little Harbour, and I'm going to touch on that shortly, is a big part of what guests come for, but it's also what Anguilla can offer as an island. So lots of great options there, and Akira can make all the bookings. We have the island experiences and excursions, childcare and family activities, anything from private charters as well with boat and aircraft. But, we do really offer full service for any of our guests coming. Activities and adventure, again, we've touched on, things that are available at the villa, but also off property. We have scuba diving, there's sailing, deep sea fishing, horse riding, hiking. There's amazing hiking trails. If you see the picture down here on the bottom left, at the east end of the island, it's a very different to the west end. We call it sort of the west end, the city, and east end, the country. brilliant hiking there. You can go through to some of the beautiful swimming holes and caves. Really is quite fabulous. There's also an 18-hole PGA standard golf course at Aurora, one of our 5-star resorts. It's a fabulous course. It also has a 9-hole. There's 6 offshore keys in Anguilla. We can organise sailing days and boat trips over to Prickly Pear, Sandy Island, Scilly Key. Cycling is really big. All sorts of things about learning about the heritage and culture of Anguilla with tours. As I said, if guests want to get out on the water, we offer kayaks, paddle boards, and also we like to colour coordinate, but you can hire a mini moke if guests want, and we like to sort of match it to the colours of our logo, so you can get your own little private moke to scoot around Anguilla. With the villas come hand in hand with our family groups, and we're very aware that people always offer lots of different things for kids to do, and we've really thought long and hard about what we could do differently. Obviously we do the painting classes and crafting. Our chef does fab little cooking classes with them and baking. We've also offered things like swimming lessons. We have a lot of young children coming that maybe not that confident. We can bring swimming teachers in for them. There's a youth sailing club. We do movie nights. Drone lessons is really popular. Junior golf, all sorts of activities that are just a little bit outside the ordinary, but also the Aurora Water Park. It's not for everybody, but kids love it, and it's at the Aurora Resort. Big kids and little kids are all in there. We can organise tickets for the day. You can get a day pass there, and it is a great fun thing to do. So something a little bit different and off the villa. We also, as I mentioned before, dining. It's a huge part of the Anguilla experience. We have one of the most exceptional chefs on the island, Sweets Connor. He is amazing. He's travelled the world. He's worked in Thailand and Sri Lanka and the US and has Europe, and just has an amazing culinary offering. We do, with our guests, also like to talk to, when a booking is made, chef loves to talk to the guests to find out what they like, and even if it's just prepping the first 48 hours of their arrival. We do on our trade portal, and I'll touch on that in a moment as well, have 8 sample menus that guests can we send to guests in advance and they can have a look what we offer. But it could be anything from a fantastic beach barbecue to fine dining experience. One of our guests just came back and said his dining when he was at Le Bleu was Michelin star quality. So, we really do emphasize culinary experience. The Barkers that own the property are very much into their dining. And so when I was down there, we've been working quite hard to sort of really bring some new ideas and, as I said, some exceptionally beautiful curated menus for all occasions for our guests. We also, as I mentioned earlier, do weddings. We do have a 7-night minimum stay on this. We get people asking if they can hire it for a day or 2 days. It's too difficult for staff to set up, and we do make that really clear that if it is a wedding or a celebration and they want to hire the villas for anything like that, it would be a 7-night minimum. We are flexible. We can talk to people and find out what they want, but for setup and preparation, we really like to make sure it's right. So we do try and emphasize that there is some criteria based on that. And from the beach house, we have the 1-acre area. We also have Le Bleu has loads of different dining options. This is a dinner we did on the beach at Le Bleu recently. So there's lots of options between the 3 villas for celebrations, events, weddings. We have hosted corporate events as well. So whatever guests want, they can have. We have the trade portal I touched on before. You can sign up to that. We'll give you access. We're redoing our website at the moment. There will be a new trade portal access, making it much easier. But all the information we do branded, fact sheets and unbranded, so you can send them directly to your clients without the rates. We do guest experience. We do an Anguilla dining guide. And we're also going to do an island guide at the moment. We're working on that. 2026 rates are not changing from 2025. We do a bread and breakfast offer with reduced occupancy at Indigo. And we are looking at possibly a 3-night stay, because we've had a number of inquiries for that at the moment, particularly from our US guests that have limited time. So that's something we are looking at. Also, again, with the beach house in Le Bleu, we're doing a 5-night minimum at the moment as well. Mentioned Indigo. We have a fantastic newsletter I write myself that comes out quarterly. Please sign up for that. We'd love to get you on the mailing list. And that's it. Exceptional villas, extraordinary locations, fabulous service. Danielle and myself are the contacts. If you have any questions, you want to reach out, I'll follow up after this webinar, but please do reaching out to us. Let's say 34 years in the making, a Caribbean Odyssey at beautiful Anguilla and Little Harbour Estates. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. We do have a couple of questions for you, but
Yeah,
Charlotte has got to leave. So I'm going to pop first of all and do Charlotte's question for everybody. So as a
sure.
reminder, everybody that's on the webinar today gets a prize draw point. If you answer first with the correct answer, you get 10 points. I will let you know the winners tomorrow. So if you can type your answer into the chat and make sure you drop down says everyone. Charlotte,
Thanks,
go ahead with
Sarah.
your question.
So my question is, what is the name of the new luxury catamaran which is going to be launching in December?
You only had to say new. Okay, so the first person was Louise, and she said it's Sandy Toes. Is that correct?
Correct. Excellent. It is Sandy Toes. Well done, Louise.
Awesome. Thank you. And Charlotte, thank you very much. I know you've got to leave literally right now, but thank you very much for your
Thank you
presentation
so much,
today.
everybody, and
Bye,
look forward to
Charlotte.
being in touch. Yeah, nice to see you. Thanks, Caroline. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so we have a couple of questions about first of all, it's from Erica. How is the sargassum in Anguilla?
Didn't see any. Hand on heart, I didn't see any when I was there. And I was
Okay.
over both sides of the island. I'm not saying, I mean, this time of year it's sort of not that bad. We don't really have too much of a problem with it. Meads Bay, I've never seen it there. Sometimes at the east end of the island, around Captain's Bay and things like that, you will get it. And around towards Island Harbour, there was a little bit this year as well. But we're pretty lucky in Anguilla. I mean, there is the area between St Martin and obviously Little Harbour. You do see it going through there, but we're pretty lucky. And as I said, it's not really at the moment. I didn't see any, and I was across the three villas daily for 14 days. So yeah, not a problem
Okay.
at this stage. Touch wood.
Super. We've also got a question from Ira. She's asked, do the Barkers also own Tranquility Bay next door to the beach house?
No, we don't. No, they don't. No,
All right.
that's privately owned. Yeah, Tranquility Beach. Yeah, next door. Yeah, great property as well. Super good property.
Okay, super. Well, that brings us to the end of your questions as well. But don't worry, I will send a copy of the recording out. Everybody will be looped in. So,
You,
Carolyn, do you have a little question for
I
us?
do, and I'm going to make it very simple. We have three villas in the collection. How many locations are there?
Okay, so lots of people are saying two.
Correct.
Okay, so Louise, you've already got your 10 points. So, Shanice, you are the next person with the correct answer. Super amazing. Carolyn, loving your properties. They're amazing.
They're
And
lovely.
yeah, the
They
big
really
ones
are. And as I
there.
said, the beauty of them, the three of them are so different. Really, you can match them to what your client likes, and I think that's a really nice option as well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, brilliant. I'd like the one with the games room, please.
It's fun. As I
Super.
said,
Well,
for
thank
the
you.
first time in all these years, I got to sit and watch a movie there. Rare,
Oh, that's
doesn't
lucky.
happen. Yeah, it's
No.
fun.
Well, thank you very much, Carolyn. It's been great. It's been a pleasure. Thank you to everybody for joining us. We will see you all very, very soon. So thank you, Carolyn. Much
Brilliant.
appreciated.
Thanks a lot. Thanks everybody. Great morning, afternoon, wherever you are, evening.
Bye, everybody.